Trevs Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Continuing on with my favorite hockey players from every team of all time. And I can say of all time because this team came after my 18th birthday. We're almost done. It's my favorite Columbus Blue Jackets of all time. Let's talk about it. So here's your very, very brief history of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Been in the league since 2000. Have never been to the Stanley Cup Finals as of this recording. They just haven't gotten over that hump. I think the furthest they've gotten was the conference semifinals. But it's not to say that that'll never happen because, these things do happen sometimes. Either way, I do have some favorite Blue Jackets. You want to hear it? Here goes. As always, continuing with the same formula. Goalie, 2 defensemen, 3 forwards. So let's start. I'm starting in net with Goalie Bob. Goalie Bob, I've always been a fan of Goalie Bob. 7 seasons, 2 Vezinas. And other than the 2 seasons they didn't make the playoffs, he kept them consistently within the hunt. Granted, Columbus really hasn't been the same since he left, but I'm sure there'll be a goalie somewhere that can do better than Bobrovsky in Columbus. But till then, Bobrovsky's my favorite goalie. Starting on defense with Adam Foote. Yeah, he was only there for 3 seasons. But you know what? His numbers don't need to reflect how good on defense he was, or at least how much of a good influence he was on defense in Columbus. And granted, they didn't make the playoffs with him there, but he was still a good influence on the defense. And it was nice to see him in anything other than Colorado, even if it was only for 3 years. Moving on to Zach Werenski. Yeah, he's still on the team. The only guy on this list still on the team. Solid 40-point guy in the 6 seasons he's been there, and it can only improve considering he's just signed long-term. Looking forward to seeing if he can help Columbus get further in playoffs. Rick Nash, the only guy in Columbus history to have his jersey number retired to this point. Solid goal scorer, solid, and not afraid to throw the body around. When he was on, and always a threat, no matter where he was on the ice, to put something behind the net. Continuing on with Artemi Panarin. Yeah, he was only there 2 seasons, but that's okay. The guy was a highlight for 2 seasons. And a huge reason why they made the playoffs for 2 seasons. Granted, the first season they didn't really do much, but solid 80-point guy both seasons. How can you say no to stats like that from Breadman? And rounding off the list is Nick Foligno. Random, I know. But for 9 seasons, this guy was a constant for Columbus. And whether he was setting up the play, throwing the body around, it didn't matter what he was doing. He was always electric on the ice. I'm not going to lie. When he was traded to Toronto, a part of me cried for Columbus. But it was fun to see him while he was there. I'll say that much. So that was my favorite Columbus Blue Jackets of all time. Let me know yours in the comments. So another one of Trevs Hockey Shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you've made it to this point. And if you have, just let me know you're here. Hit that thumbs up. That red button, that one that says subscribe all over it. You know you want to. I know you want to. Subscribe makes you feel good. Let's do it up. Socials, they're in the description down below. So moving forward, as far as this project's concerned, we're almost done. Hanging with me on this one. As for what's coming up, you and I both know what's coming up. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be so tired by the end of it, but it's going to be fun. Either way, in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Later.